That's right, Karen. The military has merged with the government scientists to try and contain the vicious outbreak of zombies across the globe, calling themselves the ASMZ, or the American Science Military for Zombies. That's right, and despite the mayhem around us, the conspiracy theorists are pouring in, blaming the ASMZ for creating zombies for population control, accusing the government of killing off 80% of the population in order to form a peaceful one-world government. All that is certain is that most conspiracy theorists are getting their information from a podcast named Jig and Eddie Rotten. Here's some of Eddie Rotten's rant just before the ASMZ moved in.
That's what we have to do as a team. That's what we have to do together. We can defeat the zombies. We can defeat the ASMZ. All the ZFC across the world. Come together. Get your food. Get your water. Get your guns. Get your ammo. It's the Jig and Eddie Rotten Zombie Life Podcast!
I am a place where you're long intolerant. You're an architect with plans of failure. They prove first you won't feel so incomplete. I am a martyr with nothing to die for. You're the scholar independent blasphemy to nothing, anything of the praise.
Uniform. Right, awesome, we are recording.
We're recording.
We are recording this.
All right.
6, 7, 8, 9,
I didn't hear the fuck.
10 seconds. What the hell's that? Right, should we start from now?
Yeah, okay, I've got a trailer for you.
Go for it.
Welcome to a night of total terror. Night of the Living Dead.
Oh!
Yeah,
You spoiled it, didn't you? I was going to say, it's a Night of the Living
Honestly, I was just going to say Night of the Living Dead before that happened, so it looks like I'm lying now.
Of course we were.
Not bad. So we're recording now.
Yeah, welcome everybody to episode, this is the official episode 2 of the Zombie Life Podcast. Don't worry about all the shit we've done before. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. This is it. I'm Jig.
I'm Eddie Rotten.
I'm Star.
And Star is our special guest.
Yes,
So we welcome
I am.
you to our one show. And we're hoping it all goes smoothly from now on, so fingers crossed.
Yes. And I gotta hand it to you, man. You did your homework on this because there's so many things that go into putting together a good podcast through Skype. Doing a podcast is one thing, but when you do it through Skype, it's a whole different ball game, and I think you did a great job. So kudos to Jig and the UK.
Jay.
Woohoo! Wonderful. Do you know the best thing about this as well is it's got like a little emotion player as well, so I can do stuff like this. How cool is that?
That's really. Is that from a phone? Is that a phone app?
No, it's part of the app that I use to record, and then I can go, congratulations.
That's really cool.
You should have done that clap when you said that it was the second episode. You should have been like, yeah.
So good. Oh, do you know Lonnie's one? So yeah, if you randomly hear noises go off through the show, then it's me fucking around.
Wonderful.
So, wonderful. Right, what do we get started talking about it? Should we hit straight away? EddieRotten.com.
Yeah.
What's been going down, Eddie?
Man, as you know, the story kind of went from just a regular style blog to an actual story, and I had to start phasing out things that actually happen in the news. And Star, I don't know if you know all about this, but I was kicked off Twitter a handful of times because of the controversial things that I've posted about the government. And
really?
Every time, that's a true story. Every time that I do it, I get booted off of Twitter for like a week, and then I can't advertise for myself, and I have to do it through other people that read the blog, and I have to tell them, hey, can you advertise for EddieRotten.com or just tweet to them, but I'm not able to do it for after a week. So I've kind of been phasing out certain things inside the news, because originally the story was a real-time zombie story about the apocalypse that we're all living through right now, but then throw in zombies and see what people think about it. And I think it's kind of catching on.
No, man, that is exactly how I describe it to people, too. I'm like, it's like real-time shit that's going on now, but throw a zombie apocalypse on top of it.
Right. And so I mean, the story has gone from things that happen every single day in the news that everybody's like, what? That's not what really happened, because I was there, and the media is reporting something completely different than what actually happened, to a full-blown theatrical, epic-style story that I think is kind of more fun to write, but not as in tune with what's going on in the everyday. So I could only take the big things that happen in the news and drop them in there. Like the thing that happened with Batman, the Batman massacre.
The Face Eater, Batman, all the mainstream.
Loads of weird stuff going on.
I have to be so careful, because the last several times that I put something big in, I got kicked off Twitter. Like whenever I did the tsunami in Japan, I got kicked off because I had something to do with zombies and people got pissed off, or I don't know.
That's bullshit.
Twitter is
that's a little bit ridiculous.
The government, the U.S. government, and they bought the Twitter, because remember what happened? There's a war going on. I can't remember which war it was, but nobody was able to call out the...
That was Egypt.
Was it Egypt? Yeah.
Yes, sir. It was Egypt. They took away all their everything.
Right, but nobody could use the internet or anything, but for some weird reason, people could still use Twitter. So Twitter posts were being put out everywhere, but you couldn't get online and use the internet. So that was the first red flag that people started calling the government. They're like, well, how is this? Because you just said that there is no internet there, but we're getting tweets. And so the government's like, oh, man, we have to come up with another story for this. And so that was it's one of those things that I put inside the blog, and of course I got taken off Twitter for a whole week. I got my hand slapped, and they even sent me an email that says you have broken your the rules and regulations have been breached on your account, blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
Into
wow.
the story. I have to be careful what I post, and so the thing
that's fucking ridiculous, though.
The Batman massacre, I definitely have something that I want to tweet, but I have to let it cool down. I mean, not tweet, but I want to put something about that inside the blog, and I've already got theories on it. I was kind of talking to Star on the Dirty Rotten show when we recorded last night that I have my theories on it, but I have to wait until it cools down a little bit before I even put it up on the blog, because, man, they're going to kick me off again. And right now,
fucking internet censorship is bullshit, man.
I think the problem is, though, it's not so much like a lot more people read it the wrong way, don't they? If you write something, a lot of people read it the wrong way, and they may take offence to it and stuff.
Yeah, but freedom
as much
of
as we
speech.
sit here and say, like, but there's freedom of speech, and there's being a complete cunt about something. I know that's not what it's doing.
No, especially if you're touching on a subject that they want to keep, like, you know, they want to keep to their story, and you have an alternate perspective, then you need to be silenced.
Yeah.
well,
but, I mean, the way I look at it is, Ed's incorporating something that's, you know, he's just using it as part of his, you know, plot sort of thing. It's not necessarily stating that it's actually happening. He's just saying, you know.
Right.
But maybe they're worried. Maybe you're uncovering the truth.
That's just it.
Well, here's the deal. For me, I think that it is the truth, and the only way to get people to pay attention to what I think the truth is to sugarcoat it with something as cool as a zombie apocalypse, because the things that I cover inside the blog are true and dear to my heart that I think that are really going down.
Yes, sir.
As far as population control, as far as the government, the censorship on people, as far as them watching every move that you have, I try to cover all that stuff inside the blog and make it kind of wrap it in a fun, bloody wrapper for people to open up and check out for themselves. Because half the time, you know, I get approached by people that say, dude, you should make this into a book, because this is book-style form.
Absolutely.
But then at the same time, there's links inside each post or every other post or something that helps you do your own research to see if what I'm talking about is true or if
I've noticed that too. Well, here's what you do if you're going to do a book. But here, the thing too, if you're going to do a book, then you're also on their radar screen doing a book, and they have to, in order to publish this book, like they could hush you even making a book because it has certain things into it. But in the back pages, when you're like, thanks to so and so, I got my information from here, you can still put those links.
Yeah, that's true. I can do that and just have like footnotes to what page it referred to.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's what's kind of going on. The story is, right now, there's two huge epic battles going on. One of them just ended, and that was the one in Colorado. The other one is in Africa, where everybody's looking for the Ark of the Covenant, which is the second of 3 generators that is going to be used by the elitists of the one world government to control humanity and to create a perfect human, which the story goes back for years and years and years. That has nothing to do with my blog. That's an actual story that people truly believe in, and you can look it up online. There's 3...
I actually did. I did look it up online when you told me about it, and I did find a lot about it.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, isn't it?
It was, yeah. I can't remember. It was a long time ago when I read about it, but I remember you saying to me, look, don't mention much to anybody else. This is, I only emailed you, but have a look at this. This is what's going to happen. And I remember reading up about it, and it was amazing how much stuff you actually found on the web about it.
Right. Well, I think that it's interesting that people have actually taken time out of their day to look for these 3 entities that are believed to generate enough power to create another life form. That has nothing to do with gene splicing or anything. Of course, all that stuff has to go into it. But enough power to create a God particle, create a perfect human being, which is just something that I think humans have sought after forever. That's why they believe in what they call a God or a higher power or whatever like that. Yeah. So the thing that's happened, though, is because of the research that I've done. Okay. So I think that's... basically, what's going on in the story is there's 2 huge epic battles going on right now. One of them is in Africa with Jig and Star are both in Africa with Loki, the character Loki, which is a good friend of mine, Jim, and X, which is just a child prodigy on the Xbox and PlayStation. So I know him too, but he wanted to be in the story, so I put him in, and his character kind of took off to be just kind of cool because he's young and inventive and just clever in his character. So, but what just happened there's two battles going on that I was talking about. The other one is in Colorado, underneath the airport in Colorado. Now, if anybody knows anything about conspiracy, they know that Denver, Colorado has an airport that is conspiracy ridden because of the murals that are painted inside the walls of the
I've never even heard of that.
Have you seen it?
No.
You can look it up right now online. You can look up murals in Denver Airport, and those murals were painted by a Mayan descendant, and some people say that he's even one of the last ancient descendants of the Anunnaki, which are people that are supposed to have been brought here from, another planet. Which
the aliens, the Anunnaki is the ones that came here and mated with the with humans to make the Nefiru, right, or whatever.
Right, like Goliath. Goliath was Anunnaki, or believed to be Anunnaki, because he was half angel or other worldly being and half human. Yeah. And so those people were believed to help build the pyramids and to do most of the slave work and mine for different minerals here on the planet. Well, this guy, this Mayan guy, was contracted by the government several years ago to paint a specific picture on 2 murals inside the walls of the Denver airport. Mm-hmm. And if you look at them, I try to describe a reenactment of that painting inside the blog. So on the picture, if you look at it, there's a guy he's wearing a green, army outfit, like a trench coat outfit, and he's got a gas mask on. He's got a big,